It's the first day we're gonna start working on Project 93, the worst dirt bike in Canada. We need to give this thing a good wash. Now, we looked it over a bunch. We've ordered parts that we know we need. There's gonna be another pile of parts we don't know we need yet, as well as we're gonna do the top and bottom end on this bike. But the first place to start is trying to get most of the grime and grease off. So we're gonna go ahead and pressure wash the bike. We got a beautiful day today and see how far we get. So all that's in here, guys, is simple green. We're just gonna go ahead and soak down the motor, basically. We'll put some everywhere. We'll see what comes off. But this bike, she needs a lot of special treatment. Half the parts are going in the garbage, so I'm not too worried about cleaning them. I just want to get the grime off so I can tear it apart easier. All right, so we've got the 93 back inside the shop, up on the stand. And what we're gonna focus on doing here, guys, is getting all this plastic off, getting everything tore apart. What I wanna have done, hopefully by the end of the video, I wanna get this frame off the sandblasting so we can start the process of rebuilding. Now, there was a few things we noticed while we were washing the bike that brought up some big concerns, and I'll show you those along the way. Guys, every bolt on this poor bike is a different size. And most of them aren't metric. That's the scary part. This is not a metric bolt jammed into a metric. We're gonna have to do a lot of work. I don't know how well this is gonna show up, guys. Normally there's spooge. You get black exhaust spooge. But this poor bike has so much silicone jammed in everywhere. It's just a problem. This whole exhaust, I think, was tried to seal up with silicone. Obviously, the condition of this bike gives away what to expect, but that's a 2-inch long Red Robinson wood screw, guys, holding this together. Let's get this air filter off of here. It's pretty bad. I don't even know if it's attached. So guys, I know this air filter is all covered in paint chips, and it's got some foam filter oil on one side, in some spots, but this cage is supposed to go inside. It wasn't inside. This is going in the garbage pile. Now, I don't actually know what is going on here. Looks like there's an old, yeah, it's like an old air filter that ripped. That's not part of the, I don't know, it's just garbage. Old air filter, part of an old air filter ripped and was left in there. The springs look like they're off a screen door. That's not good. I can't get the rear hanger off because it's stripped, so maybe I can get it now. It's like a metric bolt into a standard nut, cross-threaded. Like, it's like the worst possible thing. I may have to cut this. So I'm gonna have to pull off the master cylinder, the rear master right now, and get it out of the way so I can try and deal with this situation a little better. I don't know if I can get it past it. We're gonna have to pull the shock out of the way in order to get the exhaust past. Again, guys, the problem with buying, oh man, there's something else I just noticed. Wait till you guys see this. Oh man, this bike is a piece of crap. Well, it slipped by now. Finally. I don't know how well this is showing on the camera, but you see that? Let's get the shock a little bit more out of the way. Get this up out of the way. There is some sort of wad of silicone on the other side of the kickstart connection over there. So I imagine the case leaks there. I would put money that there's not a drop of oil in this motor. So hopefully you guys are taking bets on to see if there is any oil in this poor bike. We'll see if the drain is stripped. No, the drain is good. That's a good sign. We'll see if anything comes out. I'm betting no. I'm betting there's not a drop of oil in this poor CR. Unless the kid poured a bunch in before he brought it to me. Oh, we do have oil. It's white and gray. From sitting outside like it's a muddy, thick goo. It's pretty gray. So while we're waiting for the oil to drain, we're gonna go ahead and drain the coolant. I've already broken the bolt free. I don't even think there's any coolant in this bike. Oh, a little drip. There's less than an ounce of coolant. Let's crack this open and see what happens. Yeah, well, we got a good seal on the rad because now it's coming out. Try and get these hoses off. All right, guys, so I want you guys to see this. There's a putty all the way from the exhaust port all the way down to the oil drain. So this bike was leaking right on the case seam, but every seam on this bike has silicone. It's like they tried to reuse gaskets. I'm not even really sure. So I didn't notice it when I looked at the bike because it was all covered in spooge. And I didn't even look at the bike. We just bought the bike, threw it in the truck for this worst bike in Canada build. So we were expecting some damage. I don't know if that's case damage underneath that goop or just they couldn't get it to seal. We're gonna find out. But that is horrible. If you see a bike like this, don't buy it. We're gonna get this carb out of the way so we can get a better look at that pile of silicone that's stuck to the motor. See what's going on there. I would imagine there's some sort of crack. We probably won't be able to see much till we clean up the cases. Yeah, you can see the gob of silicone, but I don't think we can really fully understand the full extent of it until we get the silicone off. Doesn't feel like any pieces are missing. Maybe I can just weld up the case a little bit. We'll see. It's time to get the motor out of this bike. These old steel frames are a lot easier to get the motor in and out. Oh, I don't like doing this, but that bolt, I don't even know what's in there. We might have to soak that one down, guys. PB Blaster, guys. We're gonna soak this whole area because that bolt has probably never been out since '93. It's the actual bearing, like the bushing that's in there, is seized on the bolt. It's been in there so long and no grease. There we go.
If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face that I'ma say I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh.
Project 93, Canada's worst dirt bike, is definitely tore apart, and we noticed a bunch of stuff going on. Obviously, we took a look at that motor when we got the bike cleaned up and in on the stand, and you can see that JB Weld contraption all the way from the exhaust manifold all the way to the oil drain plug. There is some sort of layer of JB Weld. We're gonna have to get into that, probably die grind it off to get it to see what's going on. There's also that silicone gob behind where the carburetor was. So you can see it, like it's like the kickstart shaft broke the case. And that could be what happened. We haven't dug into it. We're gonna be digging into that into the motor video. But what we're gonna be focusing on right now is getting that frame off to sandblast, get it blasted to bare metal, so we can then weld any imperfections up before we take it to powder coat. Anyway, if you guys like the content, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys would do if you've seen that motor. You're cleaning it up, you see the damage, you're like, oh no, what have I got myself into? Let me know what you guys think. If you keep going, if you'd stop, anything like that. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.